Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Grace Okorogu and I'm here to share with you my cancer journey. November 5th, 2020, I woke up, decided to give my daughter a bath, and while I was giving her a bath, she was playing with my breast and she said, "Mommy, your breast is heavy." I didn't really pay attention to her. I gave her a bath, took her out of the bathtub, and while cleaning her body, drying her up with a towel, she said the same thing. She repeated, she said, "Mommy, your breast is heavy." And at that point, I was like, this girl has repeated this same thing twice. So I got up, I quickly did a breast massage on my right breast, and I discovered there was a lump in the breast and it was very big. And I quickly ran my hand through the left, and I also discovered there was a lump there, but it wasn't as big as that of the right breast. I went in and I told my husband, "Hey, look, there's a lump in my breast, but I'm expecting my period." And he said, "Okay, no problem. After your period, you will do another, self-examination." My period was over, and 2 weeks after, I did a self-check and I discovered the lump was still on my right breast and the left breast had actually reduced. So I had to dash into the hospital. And when we went to the hospital, they did an ultrasound and a mammogram, and they said nothing. It wasn't anything, that it was just a collection of fibrosis tissues and it would take time to dissolve. So I felt relaxed, and that was the good news. I felt happy. But I discovered when my next period was approaching, I had terrible pain in my back, my spine, and I had fever, and it continued. And I was like, this has never happened to me before. What actually is going on? February, it became worse. I had to go back to the hospital, and after a series of examinations and tests, they said it was a benign proliferative breast disease. Once again, I was happy, and they said it was benign. They just prescribed some antibiotics for me that it was going to clear out, and I was so happy. But the pain persisted. I had pain in my back, my spine. My nipples were normal. There was nothing going on. And then my husband confided in a friend and he said, "Look, I will direct you to a cancer hospital at Abuja. You just go for a third opinion." And when we went for the third opinion, it was then the doctor looked at the mammogram and he said, "Wow, something is missing. I would have to send you back to the hospital to go do a biopsy." So we went to the lab again. This time they did a cut through biopsy, and the first biopsy was an FNAC biopsy that gave us the proliferative breast disease. And after this cut through biopsy this time around, it was discovered that I had cancer. On the 5th of May 2021, my husband and I had traveled to Lagos. And while we were at the hotel room, my husband got a call and it was from the lab. And after a while, he excused himself to go take the call outside. And I was panicking inside. When he came in, I saw his eyes, it was teary. And I asked him what the problem is, what the result is. And he said, "You have cancer." And at the moment, I just wanted to be strong. I said, "Okay, it's cancer. It's okay. I can beat it." But inside, I was really melting. I was just asking myself series of questions. And he said, "Okay, but the immunochemistry result is not out. It will be out in 2 weeks." So I had to wait for 2 weeks. The immunochemistry result came out and it said I had a triple negative invasive ductal carcinoma, which is an aggressive form of malignant breast cancer. And that moment, I was, I just had a lot going through my head. Why me, and so on. We moved swiftly because I had wasted a lot of time. From November 2020, we called a professor of oncology who happens to be a family friend of ours. So I went down to the Cancer Institute. We showed him all the results and he said, "Well, it's not a it's not new. You have cancer. A lot of time has gone and we have to start treatment now." So he listed out series of tests that was to do and come back on Thursday to start chemo. And I was trying to, because I have experienced chemo before, seeing my mom go through chemo. It was a lot of, I lost my mom to ovarian cancer, and that period was really tough. So I wanted to shift it. I was like, okay, why don't I start on Saturday? He said, no, we have to start on Thursday. And I remember we going back to Owerri. It was really a long drive. I was so quiet. My husband tried cheering me up, playing music. He held my hand and he said, don't worry, I am with you. You will beat this. And I had that belief and faith. And he was with me and he's still with me through this journey. And on Thursday, I went back to Enugu and I started my first chemotherapy. I remember sitting down, the lines going into my vein, and the first cranial headache, like welcome to the club. I remember that experience, and that was how my journey with cancer started.